quick. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I wanted to just interview two like powerhouses on my team tonight. Brooke and Natalie, they're an amazing team. They work so well together. I love their leadership. I love, their friendship. I love how they run their business. So I just wanted to kind of get their take on things from last month. Brooke killed it and went Ruby, earned $1,000 bonus on top of going Ruby, which is insane. And Natalie was one of the top enrollers on my team last month. So I just kind of wanted to talk to them, interview them just really quickly and kind of, like I said, get their take on last month. Natalie, if you would go first, because probably not everybody, there's a lot of newer people on the team. Probably not everybody knows both of you guys. So Natalie, if you would just take like 2 minutes and just kind of tell why you started It Works and maybe a because of It Works. If you're here and not dead. Because I don't know where you went. Okay, Brooke, you go first.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, I think that like my story, and I like swear I will always tell this story. So probably probably 2.5 years ago, I received a message from Katie on Instagram. And she was just like, hey girl, like, I really think that you would do amazing at this business. And so, I was like, obviously intrigued. I went to her page and I was like, oh my gosh, like her posts are awesome. Like I see she's got to be making money. I mean, I love everything about like what her page looks like. And I'm like, okay, do I really think that I could do this? And I sat there and I was like, oh, I don't think so. So I literally gave her every excuse under the books. Like I was like, I'm not ready. Nope, just everything. And she would message me again and be like, look, there's bonuses out. And it would like pull me in even closer. And then I was like, ghost. I was like, bye. And there's like multiple times where I'm like talking to my husband and I'm like, oh my God, Katie messaged me again. I don't even know like what to say. So I just wouldn't message her back. And then one day, I think it was probably just the right time. I had just been like, what the heck? And so I was like, I'm ready. Let's just do it before I literally back down again. And so I joined, and I just have grown so much as a person in this business. I've gained so much. I've gained so much, so many friends, and just you guys are like family, and it's just been incredible. And I'm coming up on my 6 months, and I can already just see a change in my positivity. I'm just like more outgoing in life. I see just a great future for me. So, yeah.
I love it. I've seen that too. Natalie said that she's having some service issues. So
No.
I don't know about her, but I might give it just like, oh, yay. Hi, you're alive.
Sorry.
We're kind of cutting out.
Okay, I'm here.
Did you hear me earlier? Were you able to hear me or no?
So, like, I'm thinking it, like, for you.
I can't hear you, homie. Can anybody else
hear me?
Girl. Okay, we'll let her try to figure out her life for another second.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Right now I can.
Her.
Yay! Everybody, it's Natalie. Okay. So I just want you to just real quick tell kind of why it works, why you chose It Works, and kind of a because of It Works. And then we'll go into your questions.
Okay. I'm in Roanoke at the fireworks. My family is like over here. So I like drove far away so I could get service. because of It Works, so Katie and I have been friends for like 25 years, something like that. We went to the same church, and she messaged me like this super long message and was like telling me about It Works, and I was like, what are you doing? And then she messaged me a couple other times, and I was just kind of like, no, girl, like, that's not my thing. Like, I can't do that. And then it just kind of like one day she sent me a message, and just how she spoke to me and like believed in me, I was just kind of like, babe, listen to this message. And so I like read it to Shane, and Shane always is kind of like used to me doing like really random weird things. So he was just like, go for it. So I messaged Katie, and I was like, give me the rundown. And she was like, finally, okay, here you go. And so like she like told me about it, and so then I just joined and kind of just dove all in. And didn't look back. I am a stay-at-home mom now. I stopped my job. I was a manager at a hair salon, and some days I like, well, even still to this, well, actually yesterday I messaged Katie, and I'm just like, dude, this business keeps showing and proving to me all the time. And I was a full-time hairstylist, but I was a manager. So like I like overlooked a few other stores too. And so like I worked all the time. I never saw my kids. I never saw my husband. And now just like little things like being able to go to the pool. I am able to watch a couple other kids at my house to like help my friends out. And, I think that that's amazing that they don't have to put their kids in daycare, but that like they can just be at my house. They know that they're well taken care of, and that they're not in a daycare. They're not paying huge daycare fees. And so I don't know, this business, just every single day, it seems like something else pops up that I'm just like, God's just like telling me like, this is where you're supposed to be. This is where you're supposed to be. And, you know, you trust him, and I don't know. It's just every single day something else happens where I'm just like, oh, why did I wait so long? But at the same time, it's just like, I'm thankful that I did, because now I appreciate it like even more, if that makes sense. Yeah. I've been with the business since March 4th of last year, March 5th of last year.
I love it. And I think the cool thing is I've seen so much growth in both of you guys. So that's, you know, part of the reason I wanted to have you on tonight. Brooke and Natalie, be thinking about this too, because I want you to talk about this afterwards. But, you know, what were your goals at the beginning of June? What was the goal that you had in your mind for your business? And I want to know, like, if you reached your goal, you know, what did you do to reach that goal? If you did not, is there anything different, you know, that you're going to implement in your business this month?
Okay, so I remember back on June 1st, and I was in my car, and I got a call from both you and Natalie, and you guys were both like, oh my God, there's a bonus out right now for first time Ruby, and it's $1,000, and you need to go get it like right now. And so ever since June 1st, that was my ultimate goal. That was what I wanted to reach. I was like, yes, the $1,000 would be like phenomenal, but challenge accepted. Like, I'm going in like full force, like I'm going to get it. And so I did, and I'm super proud of myself, super excited. So that was like my ultimate goal, was hitting Ruby. Another one of my goals though, because I have two, I think that another one of my goals would just be self-development. When I first started, I kept hearing that word. And I was like, I don't want to do self-development, guys. I don't want to wake up and I just want to like do my hair and walk out the door. Like, I don't want to spend that time to do it. This whole month, I did self-development every single morning. I woke up I took my shower, and I listened to self-development, and I had noticed such huge improvement like throughout the day. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like in a better mood. And everyone's like, oh, why are you in such a good mood? And I'm like, self-development. And so I just feel like that was like one of my biggest goals that whole entire month. I just want to keep like drilling it in my head to keep that in my routine, in my daily routine. So those were my two main goals that past month.
I love it. And I feel like it made such a huge difference in your business, obviously, and I could tell the change. Natalie, did you reach the goals that you set for yourself in June? Yes or no? What are you going to do differently? What goals did you reach?
Okay, so I set the end of May was awful. I had a lot of crap happen at my house with plumbing, and like my entire basement got destroyed in one evening, and my husband works third shift, so I was at home by myself. And financially, like, we are okay, but when you have something horrible like that happen, and that's just the good thing about this business is, like, you know, if stuff happens and you need financial help, like, you get to work and it comes there for you. It's there for you. So the very last week of May, my entire basement, so I don't know what happened, but anyways, my office is down there for, it works. I own a hair salon in my house that was destroyed. So like everything that like is income wise for me was like destroyed. So, like my computer, like everything. So, you know, my husband was kind of stressing out about it, and I'm like, babe, I've got it. So when I talked to Katie, I was just kind of like, all right, dude, I need double fast start bonuses. Like, I need these right now. And so I just prayed about it, and I was just like, all right, Lord, I financially need this money because I'm going to have to replace a computer, my salon products, like all my paperwork was gone, like everything. So I just prayed about it, and he came through because I completed my entire steps to success by June 9th. I double fast start qualified all of my distributors that I signed that week. And then I signed another distributor on the 9th, and I got her fast started. So it was like, I needed that money. So it pushed me, harder. But that's the thing too, is like, even if something tragic didn't happen, those double fast start bonuses are life. And, you know, I just set my mind to it, and I was just like, I have to do this. And, that's the cool thing about this business is like financially it's there for you. So yeah, so I set that goal for myself, and I set that goal for myself every month, obviously. The fact that I hit it and filled it by the 9th was amazing. And then you know, there's a lot of people on my team now, and the cool thing about this is that you can meet people all around the world, and not even, there's some people on my team that I've never even met in person, but I talk to them every single day. And my goal was to reach out to the people that I cannot drive to and see, and build a stronger relationship with them, just because we are kind of like a family. And I did that, and I feel like, I made connections with people, and we're growing together. And that was a big goal for me, just because everyone has a different story. Everyone has a different why, but everyone has different lives. And so, you know, I have stuff going on in my life. Everyone else has stuff going on in their life. My stuff is not more important than theirs. And so it was just kind of just like, I want to get to know them, the raw, real them. And so that was like a big goal for me. And, that happened. So that was my June.
I love it. I feel like you guys both killed it. And I want you to really kind of hear what both of them, you know, really said, is that this business, you set goals and then you just run to meet them. And And I feel like our compensation plan and the bonuses that our CEO sets out for us and this team and the tools and resources that, we all have make it so attainable for you. And if you are willing to put the work in, you can literally accomplish anything that you set your mind to. And I remember sitting there with Natalie, at the beginning of June and her saying, dude, we need these freaking fast starts. I need these. I said, go get them. And she went and got them. And it's the coolest thing to know that, this business can change everything for you financially, whether that be $500 to help, pay a bill or, $50,000 in bonuses. It can be literally whatever you want it to be. So I think that's so cool. The other thing I wanted to ask you guys was just what is your best tip? You guys both enrolled like bosses last month. What is your best tip for those people that are going towards promotions this month? What's your best tip for filling volume this month? Brooke, you can start.
Okay, so I at the beginning I kept hearing like the words host to posts, and I was like, what? What are you saying to me?
What even is that?
And I'm like, okay, so then I just saw like people doing it, and I was like, okay, I want to give it a try. And I feel like although my host posts for the month of June, I didn't sign like a huge amount of loyal customers, I feel like I reeled in a ton of potential loyal customers. I feel like I had so many little emojis underneath my posts, and I have all of their names saved, and I'm just going to keep like reaching back out to them and just like, kind of like showing them like, hey, like really excited, let's do this, and just bringing them in, and hopefully I get those loyal customers, and if not, then they're still seeing my stuff, and they're still going to be potentials, and they showed interest, so I'm not going to give up until they basically block me. And that's really kind of my only thing for filling volume is just using host to posts. That'd be it.
I love it. That was huge for me.
Oh, wait, I also have another one.
Yeah, sure.
Like top of my head. So I recently used our fit packs, like the little sample packs. I kind of put it out there to my loyal customers, like, hey, if you're not sure like what product you want to try, we have like fit packs that you can use. I'll send them to you, or you can purchase them, and they have like all like samples, so it will help you know kind of which products you want to try those next couple of months. And I think I even posted about one of our fit packs in the month of June, and had a customer like change her whole order to one of our fit packs.
We have to use these pads if you want.
Oh, how to mute this. Okay, I think I got it figured out. Okay, anyways, Nat, what was your biggest tip for filling volume?
Okay, so we worked really hard on host to post this last month. I feel like that was like a thing for me that I get nervous about talking to like new people, and host to post kind of scared the crap out of me. And so Katie's like, just do it. And then when you get messages, just screenshot me your responses, and then I'll help you with wording and stuff. So what really helped me was Katie helping me with wording, just because I just kind of sometimes get nervous talking to, that's the whole point of host to post, is you're reaching out to people that you personally aren't going to be able to reach out to because they're not in your network, they're in somebody else's network. And so I did a lot of host to posts, and I did a keto coffee host to post, which I like keto coffee. I guess I just wasn't talking about it enough because people are obsessed with it. And so I stuck to one host to post. I didn't do a ton of different ones. I did keto coffee, and that's it. And in June, I was just focusing on keto coffee. I feel like sometimes I'll do a host, like I'll make a post, and, you know, when people respond, I say, okay, here's how it goes. You're going to host a post for me. And then if I get a loyal customer from it, then I'll shoot you some free samples. And so, I'll do like a cleanse here, a hair, skin, and nails here, greens here. And I feel like that makes me more anxious when I have so many conversations going and I'm getting like so shuffled with, okay, I got to respond about hair, skin, and nails here, greens here, wraps here, you know, whatever. So I said, I'm doing one host a post for the entire month. And Katie, do you remember how many, I can't remember how many loyal customers I got this in June. I think I have it written down at home, but I got so many loyal customers off of Keto Coffee because people were like obsessed with it. And so that's what really helped me is I stuck to one thing. And then I switched up my self-development. I do a lot of like Christian self-development. I switched up my self-development this month for more of like personal growth, and my personality. And I think that helps me a lot too, just because it kind of got me fired up during the day. I mean, I always do devotions with my husband when he gets home from work in the morning. And I always, I'm like praying all day long. I swear I like talk to myself and I'm like praying all day long, but I switched up my kind of self-development this month. And so I think that really helped too, just because I have very, very bad anxiety. And host to post, like I said, make me very nervous. And so I self-developed, I prayed, I host to post, I killed it. And then I also was not in regular PLCs. I was not giving them the option just to order one thing. I did a bundle this month that I was like, this is what it is. You know, if they're interested, awesome. If they're not, moving on. I did the cleanse, ThermoFit, and Fat Fighters. And that's it. Just those three products. It evens out to $100 even before shipping and handling. So it's like, it's regularly $172, but I'm going to give it to you today for $100. Sound good? Yes? Perfect. No? Moving on. Because I need a lot of volume. I have a huge chart, but I need volume. So I was not willing to waste my time on trying to talk somebody into becoming a loyal customer for a cleanse or for Fat Fighters or, you know, one thing. I wanted to shoot for big volume. And so that's what I focused on this month. So I gave them the option. It's regularly $172. I'm giving it to $100. And so that's what really helped me with my volume this month. And I was able to pass that off. So
I love that. You guys, I mean, just to sum it up, host to post our life, stick with what works, you guys. I mean, I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in like, oh, this person's doing this and it's working for them and this person's doing this and I got to switch to this. And no, like stick with what works for you. If something works for you, roll with it and roll with it all the way through the month. And packs, you guys, make up your own freaking packs. Go with the packs that we have provided, but get those big volume orders in. It's so much, you know, number one, people get better results with more products. That's just fact. Yeah. Number two, it helps you out volume-wise so much more. But it's just, I mean, being smarter and not working harder, you know? So that's super simple.
Can I say one thing really quick, Kate?
Yeah.
I also feel like Shane and I had this conversation. I also feel like if somebody is going to invest in that $100 in product, they're going to work harder on getting results. Therefore, they're going to get more results and then they're going to stick with you longer. I feel like when, you know, you get an order for just Fat Fighters is amazing. But by itself, you don't really get like a shocking amount of results. It's just blocking carbs and fat from your meals. But also I feel like people are like, oh, that's cool. I can eat this whole pizza and then pound 2 Fat Fighters. Like, but they're not going to get like weight loss results. So I feel like when you package something together and they're investing $100 plus shipping and handling, they're going to work harder on their health and on their eating and on their exercising. Therefore, they're going to get more results from it. Anyways, I feel like when somebody orders just one product and they don't get those amazing results, like, you know, that they were expecting, it's because they're not implementing like a good diet and exercise. So I feel like with higher volume and they're investing that much more money, they're going to work harder on getting the results that they want to. And then in the long run, they're going to be a loyal customer longer and they're going to trust you more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. They've got more skin in the game. It's so true. You know, we've got just like 3 minutes left. So I just wanted you guys to take maybe 1 minute each. If you could tell someone that was wanting to promote this month just one thing, what would you tell them, Brooke?
I would tell them to not slack. I think that having this whole, I call it Katie's accountability group for the month of June. And I feel like I worked so hard through the whole month of June and just got like all of my tasks done and didn't slack. So I feel like there's even times where I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this. Guys, I don't want to do this. And I just do it. And the results are so much greater. And then you're just going to be so much happier, so much more positive about the business, and you're not going to want to quit. And so I would just say, basically just to not slack, because that consistency is it's key. It's crucial in this business. If you're consistent, they're following you, they're seeing your posts. And so yeah, I just think, and also just positive attitude the whole way through.
I love it. Nat, what do you think?
I would say, and this is kind of long, but it is one thing. I would say trust your leaders. Don't try to find a new crazy way that you think you're going to get better results. Trust your leaders. Trust, you know, how things go. They're at the top because they know what they're doing. I feel like sometimes people feel like, oh, I'm going to do this. And it ends up being a whole lot of work. And then you get overworked and you get worn out and burn out. Trust the process. Trust your leaders. I trust Katie with my business. I talk to her a million times a day. But I trust her and it's working. And so I would say, trust the process, trust your leaders, get on Zooms. It's not a complicated business, but I feel like sometimes people make it overcomplicated and then they get overworked, they get stressed out, and then they just give up. And so trust the process. And, you know, self-development, pray over your business, pray over your leaders, pray over your teammates.
I love it so much. You guys, this business is a lot of freaking hard work, but it's simple. It is the same simple steps every single dang day. And I talked about this last week in Freedom Legacy, but you know, you see this huge goal that you set out in front of yourself at the beginning of the month and think, how the heck am I going to get there? It's like one small step every single day, doing the same exact things every single day. And that's what gets you to the top. So I loved you guys' tips. You guys were amazing. I'm going to get this up. So if anybody, you know, couldn't catch it, you guys tag your teams in it. I think they'll love it. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. So I hope you guys have an awesome night.